So we're starting this in the front today. Basically, this is the commonplace binder, commonplace book, whatever you want to call it. We'll get to it later. I have a plan page for today, which is quite extensive. And today is a little bit more of a life catch-up than a binder update. So, how's it been going? I've got to talk about how I'm feeling. Well, I'm not feeling great about this new format. Looks like I got to move backwards a little bit because I am not totally spaced in the correct location. People are waking up. We're getting into the summer months, so it's starting to get a little hot, so I have to overcool the room before I start because I can't have the air conditioner going while I'm recording. So, the thing at the top, talk about how you're feeling. I think I was thinking about when you join like a language server, for example, and the people are like, hello, how are you? Where are you from? What's going on? Sometimes they'll ask like, if you're a student, if you have a job. But one of the most fun things to answer with is, you know, I'm kind of hungry. I'm trying to decide between these different things to eat. You know, is it like cookies or ice cream or vegetables? And they'll get really invested because they're like, this person needs to eat. I've been hungry before. I have opinions about this. I need to ask them questions. What have they eaten before? What types of things do they like to eat? What kind of day is it? Wait a second, is it even day? Why are you eating cookies at 2 o'clock in the morning? It just makes it a lot more interesting. Of course, you could talk about like air quality. I find that conversation starts pretty much every time. But there's also like nowhere to go. Like people start talking about it and they're like, yeah, we're okay, bye. So we're gonna move on to the second thing here. I should have added numbers. This is ridiculous. There are no numbers here. It's just little lines. So the next is how I want YouTube to stay a big part of my life, but I want it to be different somehow. So I have been doing a lot of watching. So when it comes to liked videos, for example, when you have a playlist, it caps out at 5,000 likes. So if that is how you are storing all of your liked YouTube videos, you should probably start making playlists of some other kind or storing the video somewhere else because like it does cap out at 5,000. Now, if you've been using your account for like 3 months, you don't have 5,000 liked videos. At least I hope not. Maybe if they're like 60 seconds long. But if you have a account that you've been using for like 5 years or 10 years, remember, you know, if we assume that like if you watch 3 videos a day, you're gonna have 1,000 videos if you like all of them. Well, if you only watch 3 videos a day that you like, and you do that for 5 years, well, congrats. Wait a second. No, I think that's right. Maybe I did the math horribly wrong. But the point is, you might actually have the full 5,000 liked videos, and like you might not know how to find the videos you saw at the very beginning. It doesn't really matter. The point is, I wanted to say, I have reached that threshold on 2 different accounts, on 2 different emails. So that's a me problem. That's like, holy crap, dude, stop watching YouTube and do something. But sometimes I like to go through the old stuff, and sometimes it's more of like a battle royale. You know, you're like, okay, I like this video and I like this video, but which one is better? And then you can like rank them and then write down little things about them, and it can be quite fun. But this is definitely a like, dude hides in his room and doesn't interact with real people kind of situations. So that might be you. If it is, you're probably doing that because it's better than the alternatives, and that's not a great thing to say. But probably have to work on making something different, even if you're just making the thing rather than watching the thing. And that's something I have to work on as well, which is one reason I'm recording this. Because I gotta chill out when it comes to watching this stuff. So, the next thing is existing in a constant state of stimulation. Yeah, so YouTube has been trying to keep me focused, because that's what it's supposed to do. You know, it's supposed to drive engagement and, you know, show people what they're actually going to click on and what they're going to watch and what they're going to watch fully. And for some reason, it's convinced I want to watch everything related to Dune. which I've never seen. And I've never read. Actually, I think I ended up watching like the first one a few months ago because people were like, "Oh my god, it was so good," and other people were like, "This is dumb." So I was just like, "Well, I don't feel like watching more videos right now. So how about I watch a movie? I can say I watched it, don't have to think about it." And it was okay. I mean, it was long. I've heard the second one is a lot better than the first, but now I've been getting recommended Dune 2 videos over and over and over again. And they're definitely better than the first one. So maybe I should be watching that? I don't know. I don't really feel like it. It's the kind of thing where, like, if it shows up on Netflix and I just open Netflix and I'm like, what do I watch? And it happens to be at the top and it's like, I've been thinking about it, or if it's been heavily recommended, sometimes I'll just be like, you know what? All right, I'll watch it. So, like, I might eventually get to it that way if it happens to be on Netflix, but... oh, that's right. So, when I watch Dune-related stuff, I want to play Crusader Kings 2. So, Crusader Kings 3, I think, is the most recent game. If there's a fourth one, I have not been paying attention at all. But I have well over 1,000 hours in Crusader Kings 2. For those who don't know what it is, it's basically like a dynastic simulator. That's a game. If you know Paradox Interactive, that's the sort of game it is. But it focuses on individual characters. So, like, if your character is really good at having a lot of relatives, a lot of weird ways that could happen. Your relatives aren't on your team, not necessarily in the game. So that makes the game very different compared to most other games, because you really are just like one individual person out of thousands, if not tens of thousands. I think the game normally has about 10,000 to 20,000 characters, and they're all, playing basically a Game of Thrones for forever. Because the map doesn't get bigger, it doesn't get smaller. Every so often the Black Death shows up, wipes out a bunch of the population, to get the game to stop lagging. So there's just too many darn characters. And yeah. So played a lot of that. People have very different opinions about the game and who plays the game. But anyways, I also looked through a bookmarked Tumblr. We're just going through the list of things. Basically what happened is I was like, I gotta make a video. It's turning into day. I haven't made a video in a while. I still have a few slots left at the end of the year, and I don't really want to fill them with, like, one random thing on a page, but I don't really want to make like 4 videos for the end of the year, which are based on the sort of video you've probably been watching this slot, which is like, the title thumbnail sort of combo. And I don't know at this point if that is acceptable or if people are going to freak out about it. And I'm not going to know for like another month. And that's actually been really stressing me out. The thing is, I wasn't going to know for like 6 months. I mean, more like 7 months. And that's one of the reasons why I moved everything up. But it's still stressing me out because, like, what if people don't like it? What if that, like, kills the channel? It might be wildly successful and people might only want me to do that sort of video in the future. But I don't know. There's no way to know. I have to release it. But I don't want to, start releasing 2 videos a month in, like, May or now June, when I could start in July and then I'd have be like the first 6 months is one way and then the second set of 6 months is the other way. I just realized I've been looking at myself rather than the viewer. I'm so sorry. Right, so look through a bookmark Tumblr. So one thing I like to do actually is I like to just choose a cool looking Tumblr account. Well, I chose one at the very beginning. Sorry, the floor is very squeaky right now. And so then whenever I find interesting posts on that account, I will open those other tabs, and then whichever one is the most interesting, I will also bookmark. And then once I go through the first one, I'll go to the second one, and that whole process takes a very long time, and it's very complicated, but basically, I've just been looking through that finding some cool images of like trees and cats, and every so often there's a random political comment, because that's the thing about a Tumblr account. It's kind of like a commonplace book or a commonplace binder. There's just stuff, because somebody's just blogging. They're like, this is my thing, that's my thing, I like that, cool. They're just they're just having a good time, unless they're suffering. But like, if you're suffering with the Tumblr account, that's not really why you're moving on. Had a more than 1 hour typing conversation with a friend, mostly replies. Oh yeah, that was fun. Well, it was also not fun. So basically, because we're reaching the end of the school year, and I am pretty much the only one of my friends that does not go to college or has not gone to college. Actually, I think I have like one friend who hasn't gone to college. Everybody else has, or they're like in the process of doing it. But anyways, it's exam time. So like, the people aren't around, and I'm going a little crazy because I'm like, where are you? And they're like, I'm studying. And I'm just like, I'm bored. Where are you guys? But some other people, mostly the older people, are like, oh, but the horror terrors. And I'm like, that's great, but like, you all went missing at the same time. That's kind of annoying. So part of the problem is I went missing for like 2 years because my cat died, and I was like super sad, and then I just wasn't around. And so, that's kind of a bummer when somebody's not around. And now that I am around, I'm like, where the heck is everybody else? But they're they're gone for like 2 weeks, and I was gone for 2 years, so I should probably chill out. That stuff turned off. I'm gonna fix that now. Oh yeah, okay. So I just shook everything. I gotta wait for this to stabilize. All right. I tried to pull back from YouTube, or like watching YouTube and making YouTube videos, and I was like, I need a break. I need to just chill out, okay? Just don't do it. And one of my friends who was missing really loves Percy Jackson books, because they were, I guess, her childhood. So I happened to have one of the books, and I read it in like 3 hours. I didn't set it down. I like held it open the entire time and just paced around my room, like laid on the floor and sat in my chair, and not in my bed though. I'm really good at not lounging on my bed or just like doing anything other than sleeping. Like, if I'm on my bed, I'm going to sleep. I'm done. Which means I actually fall asleep in like 5 minutes. It's amazing, It might actually be faster than that. So I pretty much just like chill for like 10 minutes, and I have the lights dimmed, and I've gotten everything done before that, and then just use the bathroom, go to bed. That's it. It's quick. It's really great, but it's just part of the routine. Oh yeah, basically the point was my friend was missing, so I was like, what's the thing my friend likes? So when my friend comes back, I can talk to my friend about their thing. Oh, that's right. So because I was reading the Percy Jackson book, and I was really down with Crusader Kings 2, because, I had just been watching Dune. So I watched the Dune videos, and then they had me play Crusader Kings 2, because I wanted to do something rather than observe something. I was playing a video game, and then I was thinking about video games, but then I read the Percy Jackson book, so I was like, okay, what if we thought about a different game? And so the game that I automatically went to was League of Legends, because that's another game I put a ton of time into. I don't play it anymore, and I know it's bad. I know it's bad for my health. So, generally speaking, when you start having dreams about the game, and people call the game addictive, and most of your friends are their most toxic when they're playing the game, it's probably not the best thing to be doing. Also, you gotta click like crazy, and my finger can't really do that anymore. So I think I have to do some proper stretching I don't know what the right stretches are. I could definitely just Google that. I'm not really feeling it though. It's like one of those things you know you should do, but you just don't, and then it keeps happening, and it gets worse and worse. But you haven't had to go to the hospital yet, so you just don't fix it. So I need to fix it sooner rather than later. Although one of the best things I could do is like not do the thing that causes the problem anymore, and that seemed a lot easier than learning all the fancy stretches. So I just stopped playing League of Legends, and that was like, oh my god, that was like 5 years ago now. Let's see. But yeah, I made a Greek demigod version of League of Legends. Just whip that up in like 3 hours. I mean, I have made other versions of it before, because I got kind of frustrated with the way the game functions. There are a lot of things about it that I'm kind of like, why have you done this? But I know there are a lot of reasons why a bunch of the things are done, and most of it is personal preference, and it's basically a whole different game. And when I go too far into redesigning League of Legends, I end up creating an entirely different game. I normally end up making something like Minecraft related, but then I call it something else, and it has a bunch of dimensions, and it's like, just chill, okay? Like, just chill. None of it makes sense. It's not an actual game. It doesn't work. But yeah. We are only halfway down the page. This is already over 16 minutes long, and the bottom thing on the list is to go through the log. So I have a watch later for YouTube rather than watching immediately. Now this I actually don't store on YouTube. I really hate the watch later feature, because if I put something in there, it makes me feel like I already watched it, and I don't want to go back and look at the watch later, so it ends up being like having a ton of bookmarks in my browser. I hate it, so I don't use that. What I do instead, which is very convoluted, is I put all the links in another place, and I'll open 4 of them up, 4 of the ones all the way at the top chronologically, which are the oldest. I toss those into a browser. I look at each individual channel page, because this is the thing. I save the page for the videos, so technically I'm creating a lot of impressions that I'm not looking at, which is not great for the channel. But at least I'm not like clicking on the video, turning that watch time into 0, and then never actually watching it. That would be even worse. But yeah, I open up the channel itself, click on videos, look through a set of 4, try to figure out which one I would want to watch, and then I throw it back in my little watch later category and mark it as watch one later. So that doesn't necessarily mean I need to watch the most recent video or the most popular video. It's just I should watch a video from that channel. And sometimes what ends up happening is I get all the way back up to the top, and I see one that's marked as watch later, or like watch one, and I don't actually want to watch the channel. When that happens, I'll watch a short, and if they don't have shorts, then sometimes I actually won't watch the video. But normally what I'll do is I'll just watch part of one of the videos, and then if I don't like it, I'll click away. But when I normally click on a video, I feel like I gotta stay the whole time, because it feels rude to just like kill the person's watch time. And I know it's like, why are you giving up 18 minutes of your life to a random stranger who you don't actually want to interact with? But the thing is, I normally don't click on the videos that are like 18 minutes long. If they are 20 minutes plus, I'm sorry, you're done. Like this video, for example, it's gonna be way too long for someone like me who does that sort of thing to click on. But that's okay, because this video is more of just like a, hello, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. This is what's going on. It's more like I just looked through, not my diary, but like a list of things that I've looked at over the course of like the last 3 days, and just like wrote some things down on a page. And I was like, I could go through these, could talk about them. My clock is very loud right now. What do we have next? Oh yeah, my my vision's starting to go, so I'm just like, So I gotta get glasses. Oh, by the way, this is like a week after when I got sunburned, and I made the recording where I was like, hi guys, I got sunburned. So if you can see, looks basically the same color now, which is nice. So I'm not like a total tomato. I'm wearing red though, so that's kind of fun. Oh yeah, avoiding interacting with my new Discord friend. Oh my god. Okay, so I tried to reach out to another a fellow content creator. I did it in like the worst way possible. So I was like in their comments, and then they replied, and I was emailing them just directly, just like, hi. I didn't explain myself properly, but I got them to add me on Discord, and then I was trying to hold a conversation with them, and they didn't seem to be super excited about it. I think they just wanted an answer as to like who the heck I was and like what I wanted, and I was trying to come up with stuff. I was like, maybe we could do this or we could do that, but none of this stuff was really landing, and I don't know. I think I screwed it up, but it's just another thing on the list where I was like, what am I supposed to be doing here? Is there a format I'm supposed to follow? I think there is, but this is one of those awkward things where like, if you have under 1,000 subscribers, there's nobody to talk to, like, who wants to talk to somebody who has under 1,000? Like, there's a very specific type of person who shows up and it's just like, I am willing to watch you grow and support you, and very thankful for any of you who happen to be here. So that's great, because right now I actually have a really funny situation where I'm going up and down 1 subscriber every day for like the last 4 days. So maybe somebody's trolling me. It could also be that people are leaving and joining at basically the same time, and it's just evening out, which would be really weird. It's possible, but I don't know. That was more of a random tangent. We got reading about milk. Oh my god. Yeah, so I met an older American who's just obsessed with milk, and they think like if somebody doesn't drink milk at like every meal of every day, their bones are gonna like break and shatter or something. And that is very confusing for me. So I was reading a little bit on Quora and it's just the internet in general. Like, what the heck is going on? Because I've met a lot of older Americans who seem to be like obsessed with milk for some reason. And I was allergic to milk, like deathly allergic as a child. So like, it's kind of just poison to me. I mean, it's not poison because I don't have that allergy anymore. It's not an allergy actually. Like, well, it was an allergy, not lactose intolerant. Like, I would have died. Or at least that's what I'm told, It's the type of thing where it's like, if you're 5 years old, or you were 5 years old and someone told you you would die if you did something, I was like, I guess, probably. I don't know. But yeah, some people are just like obsessed with milk, and they all seem to be American. And so like, I don't know if it's like a World War II thing, because I found a bunch of different answers, and none of them really explain the rapturous enjoyment of milk. Like, just like, why is it so important for everyone else to drink milk? Like, is it an emotional thing? I don't know. Like, there are just so many people who love milk, and like, if you love cheese or something, that's great, but you're probably not going to force someone to eat cheese, like, more for you, I don't know. That might be too aggressive. I guess we'll see. If I get a channel strike for that, I'll be very upset. Basically, I just know some people who love milk, or one person specifically who recently has been trying to like force me to drink milk. It's always entertaining when you have a guest come into your house and like tell you how to like live your life. Wild. So a fellow YouTuber got to 1,000 subscribers. Now, I don't know how often this happens to you, but like sometimes I'll try to interact with a YouTuber a little bit, and it'll feel a little bit like a parasocial relationship. Like, this person doesn't know me, but I'm watching their stuff and I see their face, and now I feel like I know the person, which is not accurate. But I watched somebody go from like 300 to 1,000, and that's cool. That's really cool. It's actually crazy how they went from like 300 to 800 over the course of a few months, and then they went from 800 to 1,000 in like weeks. So that makes me pretty confident. That makes me think like, as long as I can get to 300, I'll be good. Because I saw another person go from like 300 to like 13,000. I was like, what? I gotta leave some comments on that person's channel or email. That's like the only other person I actually tried emailing, and they just kind of didn't get back to me. Well, they did the first time. They were like, hi, cool, thanks for stopping by. And then there was like nothing afterwards, which is okay. But I later found out when they released a video after they hadn't released a video in a while, like, hi, we had a bunch of family emergencies. I was like, oh no. So that happens. I really got to get better at like interacting with the people. Do you just like show a business email and like you only have people interact with you that way? Because the thing is, I am willing to work with the people I've been emailing. I'm willing to like pay them money to do things. Not like a lot of money. I'm not I'm not like loaded. You know, this is taped to the wall. I don't even have like a special like thing that it's taped on. That's pretty bad. Right. More random rambling. Creating tons of potential video idea titles. Oh no. Yeah, so the thing is, for me, it is June 1st. When this video comes out, it will likely be December. I have thumbnail ideas as title ideas scheduled as posts, which will be coming out when this video comes out. Like, it's so bad. I've made way too many, and I'm just showing like random list of 5. I'm like, here you go. And one person on the channel has definitely been voting. I don't know if anybody else has. So thank you if you voted. I don't know. But one person commented yesterday, and that was super cool. Because that was the first time somebody had ever commented on one of my posts, as far as I know, other than me. Because like there was one post I replied to myself. Other than that, I don't do that. It was just like an edit kind of thing, but I didn't really want to edit a post because it feels weird to edit something after it's been released. It's like, it's been released, you know, can we just keep the original version? I'm sweating like crazy. Hopefully there are no like massive sweat stains. There shouldn't be. I guess I gotta drink more water before, all right. There goes the computer screen. So I guess I'll walk over there, grab a sip of water, and be right back. All right, that was fun. I feel like I might actually keep that in, you know, the part where I like walk over there, because people want to, you know, experience authenticity or something. I really don't know. If you have been watching for almost half an hour and you would like to share why the heck you're here, maybe you're super bored, maybe this is autoplay, maybe you think I'm going to share some secret commonplace and tip. We're not there yet. Maybe there will be one. I don't know. But we got to get to watching new YouTuber under 500 subs, waiting for the number to drop. Yeah, so I've been seeing how YouTube changed my life with under, and then they keep dropping the number of subscribers. So first it was like 1,500. Most of the ones have been like 500 subs. But I saw one yesterday, which I think was 50, or it was 100. So I really wanted to make a video where it was like how YouTube changed my life with 1 subscriber. Thought that would be pretty funny. It'd be a little toxic though, because it'd be kind of making fun of all the other small YouTubers, and that's not really what I want to be doing as a small YouTuber, you know. Like, probably don't fight everyone you exist in the same place as. Doesn't make sense. But it was tempting. It was like how YouTube changed my life with 1 subscriber. And I was like, how I got my first subscriber on YouTube. Maybe that would be more interesting. Maybe it'd be like I communicated with people in this way to make some friends beforehand to get one friend to subscribe. Because that is kind of how it did happen. I think like half of my 30-something subs are friends, or at least Discord friends. I consider my Discord friends to be my friends. Probably shows how much time I spend on the internet. Or, you know, I like to think how much effort I and the other people put into the relationship. Sorry, I keep seeing little black things around the room, and so I don't know if that's me seeing black dots, but sometimes it has been ants. For whatever reason, as of like 2 days ago, there's just been ants everywhere in the house. I don't know what's going on, but we have ants now, so gotta figure out how to deal with that. Yeah, noticing lots of autism related stuff on my feed and analytics. Yeah. So apparently the people who watch this channel also watch people who make videos about autism or have autism and they relate it to their content in some way. So, hello. I guess it makes sense because I am making commonplace stuff, and many of the people who do a certain thing do it because their brain actually works in the opposite direction. Like, for example, I'm not writing things down because I'm super organized. I'm writing things down because I am super disorganized. You know what I mean? So there's just like thoughts popping into my head, and it's like, slow down. We already got enough thoughts. Oh well. It's not oh well that, you know, there are people with autism following. That's exciting, actually, because if you can get the people who aren't willing to watch other people to watch you, that's neat. But yeah, I'm trying to go from complaining to action and changing my life. So this is not expensive. None of this is worth a lot of money. This is me splurging. That was supposed to help with something in a different part of the house where a person was forgetting how many of a certain number there were when they had resin and other stuff on their hands. And it's just like, wear gloves, okay? But also, you know, if you can't use your phone, you got to be able to use something else. So I figured that might be kind of useful, but they didn't want it because there was no space in their workspace. And it's like, there are so many layers of problems here to deal with. But yeah, I guess I just have it now. And, yeah, that's okay. It's lots of extra color. So, like, you know, there's a lot more color in the shot. That's kind of cool. I guess I could just have, like, a big poster behind me. But the red should be pretty good on blue. So, we'll see what happens. Oh, this is the log section. By the way, flip through it. We are at the very end. So now I'm going to actually grab the commonplace binder. Oh man, I should really change commonplace book to commonplace binder. First used a binder July 1st, 2023. I thought that said June 1st. And I was like, I made this exactly a year ago? What the heck? And then I saw the 2023 and I was like, was that a year ago? It was. Oh man. I remember it being, you know, very different year. So, we've got all my little tabs over here to figure out where I am. It's a little messy. I don't really like this, but there's not really a better solution right now. Because when I get set up for a video, I have to find stuff in this, and there are a few pages of this. I think it's only 2, but what we're looking for is... what are we looking for? We're looking for log. I think log is near the end. Yeah. So log is listed here for April 2024 log. Now if I want to make this a lot easier, I can make the little tabs at the top of the page colored with, like, you know, black or blue or red or yellow or whatever other color I wanted to use. And that way not only would it say the month, but it would also be colored for the month. And that would be very effective. Yeah, sorry, it doesn't grow there. I don't know what to tell you. That's funny. Okay, so that's comments, which means we will page all the way to April comments, and then, oh, made it to log. That was fast. So the log section is quite large, which means it gets a cover page. Oh my god, you can't see that. There we go. Oh, am I gonna have to, I think I'm gonna have to hold it super close. So, I guess I could show a little bit of it. So at the beginning I didn't really know what I was doing, because, you know, this isn't a thing I have to do on my own. This is just for recording the videos. It just makes it easier. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm basically spoiling all the content right now. So if you don't want anything spoiled, just don't check out the log. But I'll go over all this in more detail later. I think it's like 120 things right now. Now, some of them are multiple, others are not. So like some things are just, I shortened the channel description. Can you imagine that? And then other things are like this giant essay all the way at the top. Look at that. Like what? ridiculous. Some of them are with pencils that weren't really sharpened properly. That's really annoying. I don't like it when pencils are sharpened in a way where they don't really mark on the page, and it looks even worse when, you know, actually recording. It's just not good. Oh man, I page 4, but did I show you this page? I think I did. So we're just gonna go through it. We're gonna spoil everything. Have some spoilers. Now, if you really want the spoilers, I guess you can pause. That's another way to increase watch time. Look at that. Have you pause all the time. No, I don't think you're probably going to be pausing. But if you happen to be pausing, thank you. I mean, you could just wait like everybody else, but maybe this is the sort of thing I could add on like a Patreon. I don't know. I'm really trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for monetization, and it's like, bro, you don't even have 100 subs, so like, why are you thinking about monetization? Oh man, and that's the log. So, you know, if we look at the place behind the log, we can see that we got a. This is the back of the page, so it's got the double cross through it. Remember to stretch the lines out so you can tell that you did it intentionally, rather than putting them over each other, because then it just looks like one line. That's a pro tip for you. Also, you know, kind of a cool design. And if you're applying pressure to the page, it applies it fairly equally compared to if you're just doing a cross right through the middle. So it won't actually do as much wear and tear, and it makes the designs on the page look a little bit cooler. As you can see with this, though, this page was... I definitely did something on the page in front of this page. I don't know how well you can see that, but there is stuff everywhere, all over it, which is kind of funny. So now what I would normally do is I would turn all the way to the front, and then I would, you know, find the plan page category, and I would put this page in it. You know, this thing in case you forgot. And I'm going to do that after I end the video, which is going to be right now. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you know, leave those down below. Also, you know, if I shouldn't do this type of video anymore, just tell me. But, yeah, that's it. Okay, bye.